Sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
And tune into your favorite podcast,
where things will be misquoted
and opinions ain't sugar-coated.
'Cause DJ and Kelly are locked and probably loaded.
Hey guys, this is DJ Qualls and welcome to Locked and Probably Loaded with DJ and Kelly. Hey Kelly.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
What? Don't be. you can't open like that. Like it's like, hi, I'm Kelly. I'm going to put a gun in my mouth. Welcome to our podcast. Are we on TikTok right now? Are we live on TikTok? Yeah. Okay. Let me know when we are. I've never live streamed anything. I've reverse live streamed stuff. Like I've watched live porn. But I've never live streamed. I've never uploaded
What is that,
myself
just
doing
having
anything.
sex?
No, yeah, do cam stuff. You know how it is.
Yeah, I mean, I watched live porn when they filmed the porn at my house in college.
I mean, but I've never streamed anything. So,
Don't tell us what people are saying.
Yeah,
just
we
let
don't
us
really
be
care.
ignorant to that.
So this episode is number 56. We've been doing this for over a year now, and I can't believe that. That's incredible, and how much we've grown. Thank you guys so much for listening to us and the support. I was just at a convention in Boston. I love Boston. I've never been there before. The airport is right downtown, and nobody is there. Boston is a big little city, and I really, really just fell in love with it. I get there, and it's like 6 p.m. when I get to my hotel. We're in Cambridge, and I decide I'm going to go to the Isabella Gardner Museum. And have you seen that documentary about how it was robbed? These guys in the 90s
Yeah.
posed
Well, that
as,
was like one of our trivia questions.
yeah, these guys posed as police officers and went in and stole like four priceless paintings, including a Vermeer, which was never recovered, and a Rembrandt. Anyway, so I go there. She's first of all, and so I ride the T there, and I'm like, I always feel like a big boy when I go to a new city and use the public transportation. So I went there on the T. It was effortless. It took like 25 minutes. I get there. I go to the museum. The museum is great. It's nighttime. It's basically she built a mansion to an Italianate mansion to looks like a villa to house her collection, and then built a giant glass box around it, and that's the museum.
Oh.
So it is you're like seeing into her mind how she grouped things. She was rich with and nuts, and those are my two favorite qualities.
Yeah.
I like rich and nuts people. I don't like rich and evil
Yeah,
people.
yeah, nuts,
But
like
nuts in a good way.
goofy nuts.
Yeah, she would be scantily clad in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and walk a tiger down Main Street.
Yeah, that's the right type of nuts.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I once saw a lady doing yoga on the side of the road in my neighborhood. She was probably 70 years old, and she was wearing a bikini that was made of faux fur. And I'm like, that's the kind of nuts I like. I don't like the kind of nuts is that, hey, I make all the money, you get nothing, go sit over there.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this from
That's
you.
evil nuts.
That's not the rich and nuts combination that I like.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I had a great time in Boston, and the amount of people who asked about you and who said that they listened to the podcast, including men. And I'm not talking about just at the convention. I went to a dive bar called the Tam. If you're ever in Boston, I recommend the Tam so much. It's narrow. It's Boston. My bartender was named Lynn. She was 70 years old. She was dope. Straight out of Central Casting for an older female bartender. I loved it.
Yeah.
It's a cash-only bar. Drinks cost $5.50. Is what they should cost in a major city. Go to the Tam. But anyway, a lot of men came up and said they've been listening. Straight men said they've been listening to the podcast.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. I mean, so I was, and our good friend Kathy gave us presents that I'm going to give to you during the Patreon.
Oh.
Yeah. I think you'll like it.
I'm excited.
They're in little wooden boxes for those of you who can't see.
Yeah, Colleen and I went to Boston in, I don't know, maybe 2012 or something like that. And I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. I think maybe because I have a bit of an aversion to the Boston accent.
Yeah.
I know you love it.
I fucking love it. It really feels like I'm going to have sex with you and my credit will drop 200 points upon ejaculation.
Well, it's funny because it did grow on me once I was there. I think mostly it's like the times that I the times that I hear the Boston accent, it's usually in some form of media where it feels so exaggerated. Granted, I know that that's how they actually
it's pretty
sound.
exaggerated.
But it's like some asshole character, and so it's like the accent is now associated with this person who fucking sucks. But we loved it. We did like the duck tour. We obviously went to a bunch of bars. We had a great time. So I've been wanting to go back to Boston for a long time.
I can't recommend it enough. It's very expensive to stay there, though.
Yeah.
And you have to really look around for a hotel. But that was sort of the worst. The public transportation was great. Oh, so after I left the Garden Museum, I was like, oh, I just checked that off my bucket list. And I was really happy and pleased with myself. And again, feeling like a big boy. So I go back to get the tea, but you don't walk down into a station. You get it like on the street level. Mm-hmm. So you just it's like, it's an open air bus stop, tea stop. Train stop. And so I get on it and my card won't tap. And I board next to the conductor and my card won't tap, or the person driving the train. And she was like, sit down, there are people behind you, like yelled at me. And I'm like, so I sat down immediately. And then the train took off and I'm embarrassed. I got yelled at. And then she does this, you're going to get me fired if you don't pay. And so I go back and try to tap again in the same spot. She's like, those are for Metro cards. And then I don't know what to do. And then the man.
This is helping.
Yeah. And then a man, and it's all one sentence declarative yelling and with no instructions behind it. And so this man looked at me and moved, and like he was standing in front of the little tap thing. And there was no way, the train was fucking packed. I didn't know where I don't know anything.
Yeah.
And so I go and tap it and sit down, and before I leave, I'm walking past her and I still feel embarrassed. And I said, I'm so sorry that I made you yell. And she went, I yell at everybody. And I was like, oh, I'm a Bostonite. I'm a Bostonian.
She's like, she got mad that you thought you were special.
Yeah.
Fuck you. This is what I do, you stupid bitch.
I invented yelling.
Yeah, in Norway, we got like day passes for the trams, and I didn't realize that you had to activate it like on the app, and so I was looking for where to activate it, and then I just gave up, and I don't think I ever activated it. So I think I still have a 24-hour pass.
But people in Norway are probably nice about stuff, right?
Yeah, there was no conductor. It was just a tram, like a cable car type situation.
Coming over here and taking our jobs, these robots.
Yeah, it was the Tesla robots.
But people, we had a Norwegian exchange student when I was in high school. Her name was Josephina, and she was really open about sex because Europeans, or especially Scandinavians, are like, they have one of the lowest teenage birth rates in the whole pregnancy rates in the whole world, right? And it's because they talk about sex.
Yeah,
and this is a factor of life. They don't shame you, because if you shame a child, if you tell a child something's bad,
they want to try it.
Yeah, they want to try it immediately. Yeah. It's like you tell a kid not to touch a hot stove, and they're going to be like, I really want to touch that hot stove.
Yeah, when you're a kid, anything that adults say not to do, you're like, well, it must be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
If you're telling me not to do it.
And you don't really lose that as an adult. Every time I get a prescription and it says don't drink with it, I'm like, you are trying to deny me a good time.
Don't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what to do. And then I get my stomach pumped.
Yeah. How old was the exchange student? Was she in high school as well?
Yeah, she was our same year. So she was 17. We were all 17. And we were all goody two-shoes. We didn't drink or have sex.
What was her experience like going from Norway to Appalachia?
She was like, you people are so stupid. You don't have sex.
Do you know how fun this is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never knew that you had an exchange student. We had one from Spain, Pedro, and I'm still in contact with him. He was like my favorite person ever, but my oldest brother, Scott, was fluent in Spanish. And so anytime I came around, they would just talk in Spanish to each other. And I'm like, you guys are assholes. But I miss him.
What's his name?
Pedro.
Oh, hey, Pedro. Is that racist?
No, that's his name.
I'm joking.
Hey, Peter. I don't want to offend anybody.
We had a foreign exchange student named Luciana who was from Brazil, and she was Brazilian hot. Oh. And all of the rednecks tried to fuck her, but she was like, she would do this kind of stuff. I am not for you.
Don't even think about it.
And so she became friends with all the weird kids. Because she was like, I'm not going to fuck these people. Have you seen them? They drive tractor.
I'm actually very surprised to find out that foreign exchange students were such a thing there.
Yeah. Well, they send them everywhere.
Yeah.
And
Is it luck of the draw? They're not
I
like
think
choosing.
it is. I
Yeah,
think it's like the
that's
military.
rough.
Like you get to probably pick top 5, and everybody wants to go to New York and LA and Chicago.
My friends are in Newport Beach. Where am I going?
Manchester, Tennessee, home, the second largest casket producer in the world.
Good, because I'm going to kill myself. Yeah, that would be fucking like going back to school and hearing all your friends talk about what they did.
I thought about this all the time, but if you are an intellectual, you really actually get to see a slice of America.
Yeah.
And Josephina, went to prom and had all those American experiences, and now I think she works for like NATO or like she's some sort of.
She's like, we have to fix Manchester. Priority number 1.
Well, they did close down the pajama factory for human rights violations.
that was
probably Josephina.
Little tip line she called in. She's like, these are disgusting pajamas.
Are you putting something on the screen for us to read? I don't have my glasses on.
Well, I'm on the Patreon looking for the questions people sent in, but I also have some phone calls this week.
When are we going to live whatever that thing is?
We're live on TikTok right
Oh, we
now.
are?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, TikTok. I'm glad you didn't tell me because now I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous. There's 9 people watching.
9?
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot myself.
That's a lot for your
I
first
need to
live.
buy a gun.
We have like 20,000 subscribers on
Yeah.
our...
Some of them are at work. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. We are doing this in the middle of the day on a
All
Wednesday.
right. What time is it?
1:30 or
That means
something.
nothing to me.
Yeah.
Here, I'll turn the clock on.
We don't need that.
So, Kelly,
yeah.
this is the most current we've ever been.
I know.
Like, this is coming out
Today.
for today on Patreon and next week for...
The
I like this. Do you want to talk about anything that's happening in real life? Because I fucking don't. It's all awful and everything's
what's
on
interesting
fire.
is the reason I started out being like, I'm fine, is I feel like my fucking mental health is in the tank. And normally I'm really, really good at parsing out the difference between like external things that are making me feel down and actual depression, which is internal. But right now it's so fucking hard for me to differentiate because it's like, despite, everything happening in the world and with politics and all that stuff, I've got other personal things going on in my life. And I just like kind of feel like I'm failing at
feel
everything.
You're not. You're killing it, by the way.
Oh, I feel like I'm failing my friendships. I feel like I'm failing this.
No, babe. You're there for your family in a way that, let me tell you, if any of this stuff is happening in my family, everyone would be dead. or in a home.
Yeah, I think
Except my sister.
normally,
Hey, Ryan.
because like, I think that's a lot of people who don't have or don't deal with depression think that depression is like the big sad. It's like, oh, something bad happened and now I'm really sad about it. But like, it's not what it is for me.
It's
like
usually not connected to anything. It's
not at all. It's like I can have
it's
the
a
world
wave.
crashing around me, but I can, if my mental health is strong, then I'm still good. But right now it's like I don't know if I assume they're connected because it feel like this feeling of apathy is coming back, and that's really how my depression manifests. And normally that would freak me out, but I'm like, well, why wouldn't I be feeling apathetic right now? Like, it feels like nothing fucking matters anymore because everything is shit.
Yeah, it's not beyond the realm of possibility, and probably is so that it's a confluence. These things are happening. You're crashing, and there's no you can't
Yeah.
you can't break the wave to take a breath.
Exactly. I mean, that clip went very viral,
I know,
and
because people understand that.
Holy shit! Everybody was like, "Oh my god, this is exactly how I feel," and that's always kind of how I've felt in my depression too. It's like I feel like I'm drowning, and it's not necessarily the wave thing, but it's like you're just like barely able to get your head above water and take like really, really shallow breaths before, you have to go back underwater. And that's what it feels like right now. And I don't think that my actual depression is coming back. I do think a lot of it is the external stuff going on.
situational.
There's just so much
There's
at
a lot.
once.
There's a
that
lot
it's-
going
it
on in your life
feels
right now.
Heavy.
And I mean, I feel so lucky that even with the stuff that's happening societally and governmentally and how divided everybody is and how angry everybody is, that traveling for my work is such a blessing right now, because when you have something like I have to be on a plane on Thursday, you think about that.
Yeah.
And then you think about getting to the place, and then you're in a new place where things don't seem real because you're not in your own house.
Yes.
And then, and then I'm dealing with other people and, going to museums. And so it allows me the freedom to check out.
Yeah.
But the problem is when you do that so long is that when you have major reentry problems when you come back to normal life. And like every time I'm on the road for a long period of time and I come back to my house, I've cried when I walked in the door because of how my house smells. Because I'm so happy to be home, and then like subconsciously I'll find myself 2 days later looking at flights. I could pop over there for a few days, and I'm like, you will not run away from your life and these problems. And there's 4 months of mail over there, and you need to focus on this. So I'll be like, on Thursday, I'm going to open the mail. And so I schedule that so I don't stress out about it. It helps me. But I totally understand how you're feeling. And I think it is important to not say things like, I know how you're feeling. But I can understand it because I don't know how you're feeling. But I can understand it. And I'm here to try to make that as mitigate that as much as possible. And that segues me to this. We're going to Vegas.
I know. Yeah. It's one of those things like you were talking about. It's nice to have something to look forward to. So even like trivia tonight is something to look forward to. We're going to Vegas on Sunday. That'll be really fun. Isaac's coming. He's gonna watch us get fucked up. We're gonna record an episode there. Which
I can't wait. I'm so happy that you're coming to Vegas.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so fun.
We should talk about that off air.
Oh, you're not going?
You're not coming?
I didn't say that.
Oh.
We just talk about it in a minute. Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if we do, we're planning on recording an episode there,
That's
and
right.
I have something for us to do during the episode.
And also, I found out that we've been released from the hell of having to go to a Vegas club because it was so booth rental at a Vegas club is $2,500 minimum, and then you're looking at $1,000 a bottle for Smirnoff. Right, and if they have like 11 people in their party, my friends are getting married from the UK, are getting married in Vegas, and then somebody in their wisdom, I've thrown this out, but somebody in their wisdom was like, why don't we just rent a party bus for like 4 hours to take us to dive bars and to like fun bars?
Yeah.
So you have
That's
booze
way
there,
better. Yeah.
way better.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I feel bad partially though because I've had the Vegas club experience, and when I was younger, and this is not an old young thing, I've already had that experience. I've done the big Vegas club nights, but it was always set up by somebody else, like the promoter or like my publicist, and it's a very spoiled way to see Vegas. I get that, but it was fucking awesome. And then the bill would come, and it may or may not be comped.
Right.
And if it wasn't comped, it would cost $7,500, and you would just have your handouts, everybody sitting in the fucking booth, or I would bite the bullet and pay for it at a time when I couldn't afford it, and then get mad at people who wouldn't give me $100 for the tip.
Yeah.
But I've done it. I've probably done that sort of experience like maybe 5 times, and I just don't want to repeat it. But they've never had it.
Yeah.
And they're big like Ibiza club
But they're
people.
gonna be there for like 2 weeks, right?
They got there yesterday. They're gonna be in Vegas for 10 days. It's very possible. It's possible that we will get there on Sunday and they will be dead.
They're like, we're actually not getting married anymore. We're too tired.
We
may
moved it to somewhere
we
else.
may have a lot of free time anyway.
Yeah, I
Funerals only
think
take
the
an
party bus is awesome, especially because after a wedding, that's what you want, to be able to go into bars and have people be like, hey, you got married, and buy you a shot or something like that. Like for 8 years, for every birthday I had, I did a party bus. We did a themed party bus where we all wore costumes, and we did a dive bar crawl. One of the years was prom, and we were in Huntington Beach, and the cops tried to arrest us because we were drunk, and they're like, and I was like, what's the deal? And they're like, you can't be drinking underage. I'm like, I'm 25. They're like, why do you have prom queen sash on? I'm like, it's my birthday.
It's cosplay.
You guys are fucking weird. But yeah, we did it. We did a failed superheroes one. I was birth control of the contraceptive crusader.
What are you wearing to the wedding?
I have this dress that I haven't tried. It might be too big, but I
Just belt it or whatever women do.
well, it's like see-through-ish kind of. It's got roses on it.
As a man, I have answers to all of your female problems.
Yeah.
Can you put on a belt?
Yeah, that'll look good. We're bringing back the when was the belt fad?
I don't know.
It was like 2007-ish.
You're asking a person who, for every day of his life, has worn, including in the summertime, a flannel shirt, jeans, and a black hoodie.
Well, I'm sure belts are going to come back, like not belts for your actual waistband, but women did the belt like right under your boobs so that it could give you that like A-line
I do
structure.
know about
I'm
that.
sure that's coming back soon.
If you combine fashion with nerdy shit, like that was the Empire thing, the Empire waist, which was like like 1810, 1815. So you're going to bring that back.
Yeah.
Good. So I'm wearing a leopard print suit, and I ask, it's a tuxedo, and I ask if I don't know wedding rules, but I asked the bride yesterday if I showed up in a tuxedo, would that be, it'd be like, is it like a woman wearing white to the wedding? And Carly, I bet, is not wearing white to the wedding.
Oh, she's probably doing something fun.
She's out of her fucking mind. I think her boyfriend screwed her, or fiance screwed her into a back problem, and they had so much sex in Thailand like a month ago that she's now in a wheelchair. So yeah, I'm not joking. Look, Kelly,
was that supposed to be a secret? Because we just did it on TikTok.
No.
She's like, no, I've told everybody.
No,
everybody knows.
She is so cool. But so these are like, she's straight up Northern England with like the tan and the white teeth and look, this is her in a wheelchair.
Yeah. She looks like,
she's a British reality star. I mean,
yeah.
But she's, I like.
She could be on The Only Way is Essex.
Yeah, she's lovely and open and fun, and they're out of their fucking minds. And so I think they're going to give us a run for our money.
Well, let's jump to an ad break. Maybe they're selling wheelchairs.
We'll be right back after these messages. Hey, folks, welcome back.
Oh, my God. My friend Max, who listens to all the episodes, he often will text me as he's listening, like things that pop up. But he texted me and he goes, I guess on last week's episode, after the ad break, you're like, okay, go buy all those products. He's like, DJ, let me read the text. He goes, DJ just said, go buy all these products. I think it was after a devastating drunk driving texting commercial. And we're back. Go buy all those products.
Kelly, do you have anything to drink?
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Why would you... Believe Network. Why would you advertise a drunk driving support group on a podcast called Locked and Probably Loaded?
We're drinking beatbox right now. But we're not texting while driving drunk right now.
We don't do that anymore.
Not until after we're done recording.
Exactly. No, we're good people. That's something, actually, I don't even have a glass of wine to get behind the wheel. I don't want to be not able to go back to Canada to see my husband, so I don't do any of that. Yeah.
Every time you say husband, the internet goes wild because they want to argue whether or not you're married already.
It's none of your business. We will tell you when we want to. And also, I mean, what am I going to call him? My maid? Fiance?
Your fiance.
Oh, I hate that word. I'm renaming it. I'm renaming it like we renamed the Gulf of Mexico. I think it sounds too gay to call somebody your fiance, so it seems less gay somehow.
Call him your croissant.
No, actually, he's my croissant. My croissant.
that actually probably could catch on.
Yeah.
My little croissant.
So me and my croissant. No, but then I'll get a lot of hate mail from. We have to change that to crescent bread.
Crescent roll. So we both finished White Lotus recently.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that?
I was just talking to Stan about it last night because the ending just left so much to be desired.
It was cheap.
I feel like.
So I thought the ending was cheap and unimaginative. So we have a thing in improv and in comedy that if you don't know what to do, how to end a scene, you pull a gun.
Mm-hmm.
So it felt like that. Like sex and violence are the two sort of least creative thoroughfares to sort of end something, I think. But Carrie Coon is a good friend of mine, and
she was phenomenal.
And
I mean,
so
her
everything that she
speech
does,
in the last,
I know.
Was it the last episode?
Yeah,
that was phenomenal. I really liked all of the performances. I think the problem with White Lotus is like it's one of those shows where the storyline tends to move really slowly. It's a slow burn throughout the season,
Mike White
right?
said the people were complaining that the third episode or the third season didn't have a plot. He was like, this show has never had a plot.
No, totally. But it's like
happened.
It moved really slowly throughout the season, and then the last episode it was like bang blah 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 blah, blah and then like no resolution. And he also made a comment too because people were like, and I'm not gonna say anything that spoils the ending, but it's like, why didn't this happen? Why wouldn't they be talking to the police? Blah blah blah. And he basically was like, not a direct quote, but he was like, you people are so fucking unimaginative and like all this stuff. Like it was the audience's problem that things weren't resolved for them. But like,
it's not the audience's problem.
There were so many questions
Here's
at the end.
I love Mike White. I loved him on Survivor. I think he's at my management company. Like,
really?
I mean, yeah. So I've always been a fan of Mike White. The thing is, I think when you create something amazing and it goes on for a while, you get so close to it that you think that you're the answer to everything.
I think they need a writer's room.
And they need a writer's room. And the thing is, we are allowed to feel how we feel because I know you've given 2 years of your life to create this show or 3 years of your life to create the show and shop it and write it and all this other stuff. But we, without getting any sort of reward other than entertainment and some sort of satisfaction, give our lives to our time to this. So if we're not getting something that feels like it's worth the amount of effort that we're putting into it, then of course we're going to say something. Yeah. It's not like we said this, Mike White deserves the death penalty and all these people suck and I'm canceling my Max subscription. It comes free with my cable. But I have to do a commercial right now for the Roku Fires, the Roku
Fires.
No, it's the Roku stick, whatever it is. The thing that it's like an Apple TV
Roku,
for Roku. Yeah. So I love this thing. I love it. I slept with it last night. I slept with the remote control right next to my pillow. And it wound up in my underwear. I don't know how that happened. No, so
naughty Roku.
Hard as a rock right now thinking about Roku. No, so so my bedroom shares a wall with my living room. And so I have an Apple TV in the living room. And if somebody's in there watching television and I'm in my room, if I had another Apple TV, it would control that other television, right? But so then you told me that Stan said that he loved the Fire Stick, the what's that company? Amazon. And Amazon.
Samsung?
Yeah, no, Amazon. It's Amazon
Amazon?
Fire Stick.
Oh.
Yeah. And Amazon is everything is Amazon. You can't really control the toolbar. And also I couldn't get the one app I wanted was my cable company and it doesn't offer it. So Roku did. So I get Roku and it is intuitive. It's not saying buy these things from us. That's a problem with anything that's platform based like Apple or Amazon. It's like, I know that you really want to do this other thing, but I'm gonna try to sell you these 12 products before you get to this thing. There's none of that. Roku's like, fuck it. This costs $49 or $40. We want you to have a good television experience, and we want. Our goal is that you wake up in the morning with our remote control in your underwear. So Roku, I want to thank you. It is smart. It is cheap. It is quick, and I am in love with it.
I have Roku in one of the guest rooms, and the Roku remote also turns the fan on and off in the room. It's very weird.
Roku, you're doing double duty here. No, so
promoted.
So the thing is, the little Fire Stick is behind the television, and I have 2 giant paintings like right there, and so there's a lot of surface. Like I have 2, and one of them's on copper. So I was like, it's probably gonna bounce off 'cause they're from the 1500s, and they're probably gonna bounce off because one they're heavily varnished. But no, it's the remote control. It really is adorable. I'm not gonna I didn't wake up with it in my underwear, but I will tomorrow.
And the next time you buy a TV, Roku will just come loaded on the TV.
But here's the thing. I have my TV and there's a Samsung, and I find that the native shit that's the smartness that's on television, the box is so much less frustrating.
I have the Samsung Frame, so I can download the apps on there.
Is it good? Mm-hmm. See, my Samsung is not compatible. Well, it is. It has all the apps, but it fucks up Amazon and it fucks up Max. It just it takes forever to load. This thing is lightning fast, and I bought this TV like 2 years ago.
Speaking of Amazon, fucking Amazon Prime, stop putting ads in the shows. I pay I also found out
you
recently
have to pay now to go ad free.
$2.99 a month.
I'm so fucking pissed. And also Spotify said recently that they're thinking about putting ads on premium. And I've had a fucking Spotify premium account for 10 plus years. And the second I hear a fucking ad, I'm deleting my account.
But you know that everything is going to become network on demand. They're going to make us watch commercials. Oh, here's also why I love the Roku stick. It's because you can fast forward through commercials and you can't do that on Apple. When you're watching things on demand, when you're streaming stuff, the Apple platform won't let you fast forward it. But Roku, you can fast forward those commercials like a motherfucker.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can. I'm telling you, everyone, I'm DJ Qualls. You may remember me from such masterpieces. Anyway, buy a Roku stick if you need anything for your bedroom. And some lube.
I watched this docu-series on Amazon the other day.
Do we still have 9 people on our live stream?
Oh, no, we have way more now.
How many do we have now?
13.
13?
20 something.
Hey, guys.
Yeah. But people are constantly coming and going. Like 5 or 10 come, 5 or 10 go.
Oh, is anybody saying anything mean? You can tell us.
I'm watching the comments.
You don't have to tell us what it is.
It's a lot of our patrons that didn't want to wait for this to come to Patreon later. Or watching
Hey guys,
I was watching this docuseries called Spy High on Amazon.
yeah,
and
you love documentaries.
I do. I'm a documentary slut.
I was gonna say horror.
Oh my god.
It's too hard.
Okay.
We were trying to high five, but one of us would have had to move.
Yeah, I didn't want to lean forward, but I had never heard of this, but there was this case in Pennsylvania. I think it's like during the pandemic. So the school had given all of the students like school issued MacBooks or whatever.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden this kid gets called into the principal's office and they're like, we have this picture of you from your webcam where you're holding up what looks like a pill or something like that. And he's like, and his parents are like, why the fuck do you have a picture of our kid in this bedroom?
They're watching.
Yes. So this school district they had 56,000 photos, 400 from this one kid specifically, where they were able to just turn on the camera on any of these school issued computers and watch these kids in their bedrooms and monitor
all
their
those
chats
people
and
go
all
to
that
jail?
stuff. Well, there was like this big lawsuit and all that stuff.
If
and
if any of those kids was tugging it to porn, that's child porn.
Yeah, I know. And now they have all of these like they've gone too far with this shit, right? Like there are these certain platforms like Gaggle, for instance, where it's AI that will watch the chats that these kids are having, and then certain words are flagged and get sent to the administration. So there were these other kids that were having like a Google chat type thing during one of their lessons, and they said something like gay or whatever, and so that gets flagged because it could potentially be bullying. So they bring that kid in with his dad, and he's like, well, I wasn't planning on coming out right now, but like I said gay because I was talking about myself. So he was forced to come out in front of just all of this stupid shit. And then there was like another black kid that they had suspected of doing something, so they turned on his camera at his house. And I'm like, they're doing this all in the name of protecting students, right? But it's like, this is Big Brother. We are fully turning into a surveillance state.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm DJ Qualls. Public service announcement. If you are looking at anything on the internet and you know what I'm talking about, put a fucking piece of tape over your webcam, or sometimes if I don't have tape next to me and my hands are otherwise occupied, I'll put a little bit of spit bubble on my lens.
Like, God, it's so blurry. I think we can make out his cock. Not sure. It could be the Roku stick.
I never show my dick on the internet.
It's not anymore.
No, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't even take. You remember when we would go to weddings and there would be those disposable cameras?
Yeah.
You're begging for a dick pic. You are begging. So that would happen when I was I was college age.
Yeah.
And so I would take photos, and there would always be one down the pants. So the people would be like, oh, look, there's Aunt Ida at our wedding. Whose dick is that? Mine.
Whose dick is that is the name of this episode.
You should have, if you were polite, you would have written your name in Sharpie on your dick.
Well, now I would sign it because it'd be worth $125.
Oh, come on. Value yourself more than that.
It'd be worth more than that. Donald Trump is forcing me to open an OnlyFans.
Okay. Segue.
I know.
I was
appalled when I read that letter.
I was in the shower this morning, and I was looking down, and I'm like, a turnip's going to cost $250 because everybody's afraid to go to work, and I'm nervous about the price of goods and services going up. So I'm trying to do my best because also I'm a lot of people's financial last something of whatever.
I totally get it.
You know what I mean? Like if everything goes to shit, like I've been saving money this whole time, living like a fucking miser. I lived in that 1-bedroom apartment for 10 years with a hole in the bathroom floor because I was always worried that some asshole, I didn't know he would be orange, would come along and jeopardize my future and take away 10 years of my work. And then I'm going to retire in like 10 years and I'm going to wind up exactly where I was now, paying prices that are 10 or 15 years more expensive. I am worried. Yep. Why am I talking about this?
Because you have to start an OnlyFans.
Because I have to start an OnlyFans. And thank you. Everyone needs a Kelly. And so I'm like, I may have to do that sooner than I thought. I may have to, because I have this, for those of you who don't know,
I'll do the chat stuff.
I have an idea that I'm going to I have an idea for OnlyFans. I'm going to get my dick out at major monuments all around the world. Like, here's my dick at the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Here's it at the Eiffel Tower, the Great Pyramids. I'm at all the big monuments. Cher's house. And so
Which is kind of you because nobody's going to be able to afford to travel.
Yeah.
And so it's like.
I'm doing it for you.
It's a double whammy there.
I can't decide if I'm going to be hard or soft.
Why don't you do one of both or one of each?
You're
It's
creative.
a choose your own adventure.
You're creative.
Ooh, that's good. A choose your own adventure OnlyFans would be really
Is
good.
DJ hard or soft in Paris?
Where did we find the Roku stick this morning?
You don't want to know.
Let's go to an ad break.
Well, that was fast. We'll be right back after these messages.
I was late for the first one.
Okay. Hey, welcome back. I can't tell you whether or not you should buy all those products because I don't know what they were.
We're scared.
I'm now scared.
Frankly, we are.
I'm scared
horrified
of my own network.
How do you feel about this space travel
So
thing?
I didn't see a lot of that because I've been out of town so much recently, and Gail King doesn't necessarily annoy me, but she also doesn't make me
Come.
Yeah, she doesn't make me come. You've been reading my diary. No, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she's just sort of there.
Yeah.
So when she's on my television screen or like, she's not somebody that I'm drawn to. I mean, Katy Perry, I sort of feel the same about. Like, it's not that I'm not a fan of hers. She's just there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think what happened, did the guy who owns Amazon send them to space?
Yeah. Well, there's now speculation that this was faked or manipulated somehow because I was anticipating that they were going to be up there a lot longer. It was 10
less than 10 minutes.
Less than 10
from
minutes
launch to come back to Earth.
Well, that's the thing that's the $250,000 flight. You go up and you just get above the exosphere, whatever the fuck it is. So you are above.
See, I mean, that's a sign of the end times. If anybody would pay $250,000 for an 8-minute trip to, I mean, I guess it's like going to fucking Disneyland.
It used to be-
Stand in line for 4 hours
It's
for a
$400 more expensive than a day at Disney, and it's less crowded.
It used to be $100,000 and you to get it to be in space for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. Like she came out and kissed the ground or whatever. But
I saw it land. Did it land on land?
yeah, yes, and
That was what was so weird.
also
I thought they landed in the ocean.
the one thing that made me believe that maybe this was like manufactured is that there's this video of them once they've landed and Jeff Bezos and this other person are outside and Jeff is supposed to be opening the door to the shuttle thing or whatever, but then they open it from the inside and the assistant person is like, no, close it. And then a minute later, Jeff goes to like pry it open with a tool.
That
It's
could
like,
be because, see, here's the thing. It looked like they hit hard, right? Because Lauren Sanchez.
25 miles an hour. They hit.
Yeah, so the only thing
they all have fucking concussions.
Yeah, the only thing I saw about the whole thing, I saw they were going. I saw a bunch of people saying, "Eat the rich and bring back the guillotine," and then I'm trying to maintain my sanity and only get mad about the stuff that I need to get mad about right now, and like people's rights being taken away and Social Security and all that stuff. I'm just trying to worry about that. But then I saw Lauren Sanchez be helped out. I think it was maybe by the Amazon guy, Jeff Bezos, and she looked rattled. And I remember when Lauren Sanchez was a news correspondent here. She hosted a morning show, and I promise you she's not that good of an actor. She looked like she had hit the ground going 25 miles an hour.
25 miles an hour is
That's
hard.
fucking jarring.
Yeah.
And I hope it hurt.
Yeah, I don't really have any like strong feelings about
No.
it either way. I do think it's pretty tone deaf in a time like now to
course it
spend
is.
that amount of money and just the amount of CO2 emissions and all of that shit that
Yeah. Do you remember when I said that I'm going to switch to Omega watches and stop wearing Rolexes in this period of economic uncertain times because I feel like that Omega watches are cheaper. That's also tone deaf.
Yeah, but you said it to me in a text.
Oh, I didn't say it to anybody on the air.
But now
right.
now everybody knows.
I thought I said that on air. Shit. Anyway, I'm not doing it.
But he recognizes it was tone deaf.
Yeah, it's tone deaf.
And he is still wearing the Rolex. So it's fine. Which, by the way, you taught me something about Rolexes a couple weeks ago. I didn't know that they're
automatic.
Yeah, they're automatic.
Yeah.
I had no fucking idea. And I did say I was going to look that up, but I ended up not.
Yeah, they're automatic. So by moving your arm like this or just your daily, it winds the watch.
Every time you jerk off, you get couple more hours.
2 weeks.
That's why I don't need a watch winder.
Apparently, they just dropped some footage of the ladies in space. Which is on your screen right
I'll
now.
look at some footage of Ladies in Space.
But this could easily have been faked.
I believe they went up there. Here's the thing.
But it took 15 minutes to open the door.
I am such not a conspiracy guy. I mean, I'm sure that Trump got shot.
Yeah.
No, that's a conspiracy. No, look at Lauren. If you see Lauren Sanchez coming out of this.
Are they going to show the part where they open it from the inside? You shouldn't be able to. Oh, no. Of course, they cut that part out.
Oh, now that I'm seeing that they landed in the desert, they didn't fake that. Because the idea was that they came up through the ground and they got in the...
It's
Came
real.
up through the ground.
It's real. Here's the thing. Rich people these people have so much fucking ego, they wouldn't want it to be faked on their behalf.
Maybe they don't know it was faked.
They were all given.
Yeah.
It was like being on the fucking Simpsons ride at Universal Studios.
Green screen. Like, oh my God, space is amazing. Also, it is crazy.
Look at that giant baby.
It is crazy to think. I mean, I guess I don't know how far into space they go, but I'm like, it is kind of crazy that you could get there that quickly, see Earth from that far away, and then come back.
Well, the Earth is not
under 10 minutes.
The whole diameter. The Earth is only 25,000 miles around.
26.
26.
Whoa, idiot. It's 26,000 miles. God, I
mean,
can't believe you didn't know that.
It's not.
Can you believe that?
This is not a big planet, and our atmosphere is not that deep.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, I when I initially heard about it, I thought that they were, like, going somewhere far away.
So they went 62 miles above Earth's surface, crossing the Kármán line, the international recognized boundary of space. The flight lasted approximately 10.5 minutes and allowed the crew to experience a brief period of weightlessness. For only $250,000? Fuck no. $250,000. How much did that?
Would you do it if it was free?
Are you sure it was $250,000?
I don't know, but I
They
remember
didn't pay for it.
I think when Lance Bass went to space, it was $250,000. Of course, that was a long time ago.
I didn't
wasn't
know he
it?
went to space.
Yeah. Hey, Lance.
So that's the question, though. If you were offered a free trip to space, would you go?
No,
I don't.
So
I don't really
there's
have
a couple
any
of places I don't want to go. I have no interest. I don't want to go to India.
Oh, I loved India.
I don't like being hot, and I don't like Indian food. I've tried to like it. I don't like it.
I also don't like Indian food.
And so
but
I don't want to go there because there's so many other places that I haven't been that I want to go.
my trip to India was free, though.
Like, I really want to go to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to Madagascar. I want to go to South Africa, even though Wuhan from
Wuhan?
below
Yeah.
Wuhan from below deck.
Did you finish?
I finished it. From below deck down under makes me not want to go there. And actually, all of the bosuns from South Africa make me not want to go there. But I'm sure they're a lovely people. Yes, when they speak, they all sound like they're a villain in a movie. The accent lends itself to that, like Die
And
Hard.
all of the bosuns on below deck from South Africa are.
But there's just a lot of places I want to go, and space is just not high on that list for me.
Especially when it's just like you're going up and then coming right back down. That, I don't know.
If you put an Arby's up there, it would change it for
curly
me.
fries
Yeah.
in space.
Put a bar up there that has mozzarella sticks, and I want to know how much it costs to go to space these days. Does anybody know?
I don't know.
Oh,
But-
yeah. Virgin Galactic is $450,000 a seat.
Get the fuck out of
The
here.
Blue Origin, you need $150,000 refundable deposit to be considered
See,
to go.
you just have to be
here's the
too
thing.
rich
I
in
wouldn't-
order to consider to do that.
What is Blue Origin? Is that
That's
the one
That's Bezos' flight.
So that's Bezos' flight, right?
And then Virgin is the Richard Branson. And
Do you guys remember? I mean, I'm sure you remember this. Those people that went on a small submarine and got crushed and died for
Yeah.
I think that was $250,000.
not worth
we need
it.
more of those trips.
I don't want to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to potentially die.
Yeah, exactly. So
You
that
can do it much cheaper in Los Angeles.
that's my thought process too. It's like I won't get on a motorcycle because the risks outweigh the rush of it for me. Like I love adrenaline rush stuff. I've done skydiving. I love roller coasters, all of that stuff. But
it's a measured risk.
I've
there's
seen
different
too
types of
many.
risk.
I've had too many people die from motorcycle accidents.
And just per capita, fewer people have gone to space, and so it's just not as tried and true. And I think more people per capita have died going to space than maybe on a roller coaster. I think those 7 astronauts that were killed in 1986 made the average pretty not great. And rockets blow apart all the time.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, Bye.
Let's say bye to our TikTok live. We don't want to give our
Bye.
Patreon.
Where's
Bye,
TikTok Live?
TikTok
Right,
Live.
Hey, TikTok Live.
TikTok, you can follow us here at Loaded Pod. You can, or any of our social media, you can send us an email, probably loadedpod@gmail.com. If you want to come to our next live for free, we'll give you a free invite for the first one. Go to loadedpod.com. Is that our?
I don't know any
It's
of
been a
these
while.
words.
That's our live happy hour on Patreon.
Live happy hour on that's our
live right
Patreon. But if you want to come check it out to see if you want to join Patreon, do that at loadedpod.com, and you can call us 323-272-3908.
323-272-3908.
Are you guys impressed that I
I've
know
never
this?
done
Yeah.
that looking directly into
You,
his eye.
you know all the words to say. Bye.
Sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
And tune into your favorite podcast.
Where things will be misquoted.
And opinions ain't sugar coated.
'Cause DJ and Kelly are locked